Before I do one of these, I try to make my hair and upper half look decent, but I think I need a haircut. Well, great. Now I'm kind of sad because that's an unfortunate reality check, but cue the poorly drawn intro and let's do this thing. Ayo, and welcome to another episode of Drew's News Live, the show breaking down all the dope dining, robotics, entertainment, world, and sports news all within 7 minutes. Whew. As usual, I'm your host, Andrew Alonzo. And before we dive into the meat of today's stories, a question. No, it's not political this time. Last month, I posted fair recipes you could recreate at home for my portfolio, which I'll link in the description below. From chicken inside waffles to how to deep fry your favorite treat. They were basically recipes for how to recreate your fair food at home. Well, I really enjoyed doing those last month, so for October, I thought I'd keep the trend up with pumpkin and Halloween-themed food and treats. Maybe some easy pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls with a glaze or something, or witch poison punch. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see recreated. Alright, hope you're not too hungry because we're about to head into dining news. Speaking of pumpkin and fall season flavors, throughout the last couple of days, Pop Sugar has been kind enough to bless us with various market items said to be available now or soon to get you in the mood for the upcoming season. Ranging from classics like Sonic's Trick or Treat Shake, Aldi's Halloween cheeses, and Sam's Club's 4.5 pound pumpkin spice cheesecake, there's definitely a ton to be excited about for this upcoming year. I mean, come on, check out what Eggo's got going on. Pumpkin spice pancakes and gingerbread cookie pancakes? Yep, I'm ready for the diabetes. Washing it all down with the chocolate pumpkin spice frappuccino. I can feel my melanin changing right now. Oh, and be on the lookout for Fireball's new non-alcoholic eggnog and Kraft's new pumpkin spice mac and cheese. You only live once, right? If you hate pumpkin things in the fall season, is everything okay at home? I kid, you're probably more of a savory person than a sweet person, so I get that. This one's probably for you. Delish revealed that Red Lobster is going to be having daily deals now, running from Monday through Friday. Monday, rebranded as Ultimate Endless Shrimp Monday, refers to, well, endless shrimp for just $17.99. Tuesday will be known as 2 for Tuesday, where you and someone else each get 3 fish meals for like $50. Wednesday is nicknamed as Whole Lobster Wednesday, which is kind of self-explanatory. And Thursday will be designated Throwback Thursday, where you get shrimp, sides, and a drink, all for $12.99. Friday, try saying this one 3 times fast, will be Fish Fry Friday, with customers being able to snag some fish and chips for just $11.99. The best part about this deal is that it's available in person, over the phone, and all those other ways to pay for your food. In robotics and tech news, Amazon's now letting people pay for their stuff with their hands. All you have to do is knock the cashier out. I'm kidding, don't go to jail. After filing a patent on the technology last December, Amazon officially unveiled their new payment option, Amazon One, in 2 of their Seattle Amazon Go stores. According to the New York Post, an imaging device along with an algorithm creates and stores a customer's unique palm signature that then allows that person to use their hand as a payment option. Much like how people get fingerprinted at prison, that sounds kind of bad. When new customers register, all they have to do is scan their palm at the terminal and insert a card so they have one on file. Now their hand is pretty much ready to be used as a payment option. Amazon Vice President Dilip Kurman told Recode on Monday that the company plans to have terminals at 20 plus Amazon Go stores in the coming future. In other tech news, according to the Associated Press, 2 men have been charged in connection with making robotic calls meant to dissuade citizens from voting by mail in the upcoming presidential election. The 2 men, 22-year-old Jacob Wool and 54-year-old Jack Berkman, each face 4 felony counts in Detroit, including conspiracy to intimidate voters in violation of election law and using a computer to commit crimes. Both men are accused by Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel of falsely warning residents that voting by mail in the upcoming election would subject people to arrest, debt collection, and forced vaccination. I'm sorry, that's... what? Though the men are said to have a history of pulling schemes like this, they are not in custody and have no set date for their arraignment. Nessel said her office would work with their law enforcement to secure the men's appearance if necessary, and said they could even face arrest and extradition. In entertainment news, written in a tweet but confirmed by Sean Connolly, the physician to the president, Donald Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump have both tested positive for COVID-19 late Thursday night. The news comes following word that one of President Trump's aides, Hope Hicks, tested positive for coronavirus earlier Thursday. Though the president's condition and severity of COVID-19 is unknown, both he and the First Lady agreed to quarantine until they're okay. The president's diagnosis obviously shakes up the presidential race and could even cast doubt on his re-election bid if his illness takes a turn for the worse. Vice President Mike Pence recently tested negative, so... Pence or some other Republican 2020? The headline had some people like, "What?" While it had others like,
"Ooh, just what I've been waiting for."
It was reported this morning by the New York Daily News that President Trump began showing minor cold-like symptoms of COVID-19. Not really entertainment news, but still interesting nonetheless. Check out John Baiwen's recent TED Talk titled The Lie That Invented Racism. Baiwen, an American journalist and documentarian, explores the origins of racism and answers the question, Where did the practice of race discrimination really come from? With the help of a few historians, Baldwin traced it all the way back to the 1450s to a Portuguese man known as Gomes de Zurara. Gomes is said to have written a book in the 1450s which described Africa's population as inferior and beastly. Apparently, Gomes wrote the book for compensation from the Portuguese king, and from then on, it was used as evidence to justify the slave trade. It's a super interesting TED Talk. I highly recommend you check it out. It'll be a link in the description. The clip didn't save, so in world news, according to People, a British zoo had to separate 5 parrots after they would not stop swearing. Staff at the Lincolnshire Wildlife Centre in the UK said they had to move the African parrot family of Billy, Eric, Tyson, Jade, and Elsie each away from one another because they were encouraging each other to curse and rally in expletive-filled rants together. One of the staff told BBC News that the birds swore to trigger a response, meaning they knew that when the parkgoers would laugh at them swearing, that was the trigger for them to swear more. That's good. That's a good one. In other world news, when's the last time you heard about Antarctica? In the latest issue of How It Works, apparently the giant ice block is home to numerous space rocks. Maybe because they're so easy to spot due to the black and white contrast from like the space rock to ice. Within a 2-month expedition back in 2016, researchers found nearly 570 meteorite samples throughout Antarctica. And whenever researchers find these space rocks, they said to give us more information on the solar system and potential answers about the science of life on other planets. Wrapping up with sports news, after blowing a 3-1 lead against the Denver Nuggets, good luck overcoming that till you get a ring, Doc. Former Lob City and Clippers head coach Doc Rivers signed a 5-year deal to lead the Philadelphia 76ers on Thursday. Don't worry, Clippers fans, there's always next year. In boxing news, Floyd Money Mayweather said he's willing to come out of retirement if it meant a $300 million paycheck and an opponent like Conor McGregor or Khabib
Nurmagomedov
in the boxing ring. All according to Shannon Sharp's podcast. McGregor is apparently training for a boxing match against Manny Pacquiao, which is rumored to be staged in the Middle East. In Los Angeles sports, the LA Dodgers booked their spot in the NLDS playoffs after sweeping the Milwaukee Brewers 2-0 in the wild card. The Dodgers will play on Tuesday, October 6th against the San Diego Padres. In basketball, the Lakers took Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat in dominant fashion.
Lakers also served them the sauce in Game 2.
Lakers aim to build on their successful Game 1 and hopefully wrap things up in 3 games. Please. Miami guard Goran Dragic is injury listed as day-to-day and doubtful for Game 2 as he took a hard knock to his foot in Game 1. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Andrew Alonzo. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, SoundCloud, and all that other good stuff. I'll link in the description below. I promise the content I produce is good, decent, gets the job done. I'm trying to balance the whole social media and life thing and everything else. So hey, great jugglers just didn't pick things up and start doing stuff. Took time and practice. If you can't stand my face but somehow like my voice, be sure to check out my SoundCloud at AJAlonzo6 for last week's headlines in simple satirical ways. Also hit that like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share me on social media so I can know your family and friends. Alright y'all, have a great weekend. I'm out of here. Like my status.